Welcome to the My Recipe Notebook walkthrough. This is a OneNote template for a recipe book available for purchase on the Wandering Sky Etsy shop. The link and a coupon are in the description. I normally leave my OneNote notebook set on the classic ribbon. But for this video, I want more screen space, so I'll switch to the simplified ribbon. If you're not familiar with OneNote on Windows, here's the general setup with some options. The tabs across the top are notebook sections, each with pages along the side. You can choose to move the pages to the other side by selecting File, Options to open the OneNote Options screen, and then select Display from the left menu. Currently, my page list is on the left because this checkbox is selected. If I uncheck it and click OK, you'll see my page list is now on the right. This is the OneNote default. I switch back and forth between the OneNote.com and the desktop versions. The OneNote.com version has tabs and pages listed on the left, so I keep my page list on the left for some consistency. Now let's dive into the notebook. The tabs across the top start with Cover and Readme. The rest are labeled in categories. You can adjust these categories to fit your needs by double-clicking on the name and changing it. The Readme section has an example recipe filled out for the first page. This is my apple pie recipe. It comes with the notebook. You'll see the ingredients list on the left and a couple of photos I took on the right. The directions are below the photos. And I added some notes on the left. Since this is a OneNote notebook, you can add collaborators to a notebook. I have my personal recipe notebook and my children are collaborators. When they ask for a specific recipe, I'll add it to the notebook where they can all access it permanently. This is when the notes come in very handy, with tips on making the recipe come out right or explanations of my choices. It's also where I put notes to myself about what I changed and whether I liked it or not, so I can remember the next time I want to use the recipe. The second page in the Readme section is how to use this recipe notebook. It has a short YouTube video embedded on how to fill out a recipe. We're going over that in depth in this video, but you'll have a short review handy here when you need it. The third page in the Readme section is adding pages. Again, there's a short YouTube video showing you how to add additional pages to your recipe notebook when you need them. The next page in the Readme section is organizing pages. Yup, it's a short video reviewing how to organize your pages in this notebook. The last page in the Readme section has quick text reminders on how to edit section names and how to add additional sections. Each of the category section tabs are the same. You have a blank recipe page. When you type the recipe name, the page in the list will match. Give each ingredient its own line. You can use the two columns any way you want. Here I'm putting the ingredients on the left, and I'm putting the tools and such I might need on the right. I give each instruction its own line. If the line of instruction is long, the text will wrap and the cell size will adjust, like it did in the ingredients list. Add any notes. Note that as you add text, the box will grow with each line entry. You can delete any blank lines if you want. The photo is optional, but kind of fun. I like adding pictures of my finished product or even my process. Place your cursor in the box. Select the Insert menu, select Insert Pictures from the ribbon, and select your method. Here I'll select From File and select the image I want to include. Just like in the Notes section, this box will grow to accommodate what you put in it. You can delete blank lines here too. Notice that the two boxes below moved down to accommodate the extra lines, but didn't move back up when I deleted them. You can drag them back up easily, or you can remove lines as you insert an image. Highlight all the lines in the box before you select your image. The image will replace all of the highlighted lines, leaving just one at the bottom. If your image is pretty square, this is a good way to save you the steps of dragging the box up. That's all there is to adding a recipe. Each section comes with 5 pages ready to use and a recipe page template. You can see that when we added this recipe, we used up one of the ready-to-use pages. You can duplicate a page by right-clicking on the page name in the list and selecting Copy. Then immediately right-click again and select Paste. You can right-click and paste to add as many pages as you like. The recipe page template is identical to the recipe name here pages. It's titled differently to help you remember not to use it for a recipe. If you do accidentally use it, it's okay. Every section has one, and you can copy it to your chosen section. Let's see what that looks like. Select the recipe page template page, right-click and select Move or Copy. You'll see a list of your OneNote notebooks. If your list is long, scroll to locate the My Recipe notebook and click the plus sign to open up the list of sections. Select the section you want to move the template page to and select Copy. When you navigate to that section, you'll see your new page. As you add recipe pages, you might want to reorganize your pages. When we made a copy of the template page, you saw that Move was also an option. If you accidentally put a recipe in the wrong section, you can right-click and move it to the correct section. You can also easily organize pages in a section by dragging the pages in the list to the order you want. Before we wrap up, I want to mention a few other tips. You can rename sections to fit your needs. You can also copy a section to make an entirely new one by right-clicking on the Section tab and selecting the Move or Copy option. This will copy the entire section with all its pages. It's easiest to copy a section that hasn't been used yet. You can also access your OneNote notebook on your phone with the OneNote app. This came in really useful on a family vacation. Each family was responsible for one night of cooking for everyone. We were able to prep the recipes ahead of time in the shared notebook. On our cooking day, we opened the recipe on 3 different phones in that kitchen and worked through the recipe together, each working on different parts. That's the walkthrough of the My Recipe Notebook template available on Etsy in the Wandering Sky shop. You can access it directly from the link in the description or visit thewanderingsky.com to browse through my other OneNote templates.